Hello and welcome to Furball Reviews. This time we're reviewing the PlayStation TV. Okay, so let's have a look at the box. Quite small, obviously. Picture of the device there. How to connect. A few pictures of games. These are the 3 games you got included if you bought this new. I got this second hand, so I don't have the little bit of paper with the code in it. That's already been used, but everything else is still there. So let's have a look inside. We have a box within a box. This is just a white cardboard affair. Now, on top we have the PlayStation TV itself, which is a very small, very neat little thing. Sony logo on the front there in gloss. There's a little light there for the power. The rest of it is like a matte finish with an embossed PlayStation logo there. Very smooth, rounded, very nice feeling little thing. On the back we have power button, a port for putting your Vita memory card in, USB port, HDMI, and that's your Ethernet port, and that's where the power goes in. It's a very small little thing, about the same size as my iPhone 6 screen, not the phone itself. It's very, very tiny. Let's have a look at the rest of the stuff. Just some boring bits of paper. We've got a safety guide, don't need that. Guarantee, you might need that. More info about the games that I haven't got and how to set it up, and then I assume this is just instructions. Quick start guide showing you how to connect a controller and etc. And then the rest of the items in the box, we have the included HDMI cable, and then power cable, UK plug for me, and your little power brick. And that is everything that you get in the box. Okay, so we've powered up the TV and the Vita TV, or PlayStation TV as it's now called. And this is the first screen here shown, telling you to connect the wireless controller, which I have done. This is my DualShock 4, and press the button. Then we go through the initial setup, English, make sure that fits the screen. We want London. I've forgotten what the day is. So that's that done. I do. Yes. Use Wi-Fi. So as you can see, the interface is very similar to, well, pretty much identical to the regular Vita, with the addition of the power button up here in the top right, because we don't have a power button on the controller. If you put it in standby, it's like just tapping the button on the Vita and putting it in standby mode, and you can then turn it on again with the controller. If you power it off, which it recommends you do before changing memory cards and things like that, you do have to press the button on the Vita TV itself to switch it back on. So it's just something to note. Icons and everything exactly the same, you just use the D-pad to navigate around. And here are a few games and stuff that I've put on here. Let's start lift browser, so that's nice and quick. So this is a game that I've downloaded. It's free on PlayStation Plus. I haven't actually played this before, so I don't even know what I'm doing. It would appear I have to try and shoot things. Oh. No idea what I'm doing, I'm just going to crash now. Okay, so pressing the PlayStation button brings you back here, and to get rid of these, instead of swiping obviously, you press and hold circle. If you've changed your Vita to have control to use the buttons, which I have anyway, just to save fingerprints, it's exactly the same. Killzone Mercenary is a game I have in it on an actual card, and is one of the best looking games on the Vita. There's one trying to sneak around behind me. Ow! You'll notice there that the swipes that it commands you to do on the Vita version have been changed to a way to move both sticks. But this translates very well, plays just like a console game would. My only gripe is that for some reason they've mapped aim and shoot to L1 and R1, whereas on the DualShock 4 it would really be better if it was R2 and L2, but a minor gripe. Okay, so let's just pause that and close it, and let's have a quick look at linking to the PS4. Let's start remote play. My PS4 is in the front room. It's already actually on, so it should connect relatively quickly. And there we go. Anyway, let's do a quick track on Trials just to show that it works fine. Okay, so we will play this with my DualShock 4, as you can see. This one's really slow. So this works fine for more casual games. As I say, I wouldn't be playing anything that requires pin sharp reactions, because it's not really meant for that. But for games like Trials and stuff, works fine. It's just nice to be able to have the PS4 in the bedroom as well without moving things around. And there's the end. So when you press the PlayStation button on here, it brings up a little bit at the bottom there. So it's not the equivalent of pressing the PlayStation button on the PS4. When you've highlighted that, if you press X, it's like tapping the PlayStation button. And if you press the PlayStation button to bring it up, and then hold X on that, it's like holding the PlayStation button, so you can bring up the closing applications on the PS4 and things like that. Streaming apps like Amazon, things like that, do not work. It comes up with this message, so you have to back out basically to. He said it's not actually doing anything. There you go. You have to back out because it won't let you do that, which is slightly annoying. But some I haven't looked through these yet, but I know that the IGN app does work. So YouTube doesn't, Amazon and Netflix don't. Let's turn the PS4 off, and that will take us back to the Vita TV menu. So in the bottom corner here we have settings, so you can change the video quality between normal and high. And then we back out. These three games here, Final Horizon, Stealth and Inc. and Luftrausers, I downloaded, and they're on the inbuilt memory. It has about 1 gigabyte of inbuilt memory, which is enough to get a few games downloaded, but you'll need a Vita memory card. And it does have its own version of the store, which loads up nice and quick. Now this has everything that's Vita TV compatible. If you look on your PS3 or your Vita or your PS4, there will be stuff on there that won't be compatible with the Vita TV. So everything that's on here, when you do it direct through the Vita TV, everything you buy on here will work with it, because it would be a bit silly if you could buy stuff on it that didn't work on it. So this is quite useful if you have other games. I have a lot of downloadable stuff from PlayStation Plus, so basically instead of wasting time downloading, I'll just check on here, and if it is there, then I know I can play it. So I know I can play Killzone, and Killzone will be in the store here. Helps if I'm being smart and actually going on to the section that has K, so there is Killzone. So that is obviously compatible. Unfortunately, every other game I have on card is not compatible. I was hoping Unit 13 might be, because that would be quite good to play on the TV with a proper controller, but that does not. Also, Uncharted, Jake's, I've forgotten what it's called, the Uncharted game on Vita, doesn't work, which is a bit of a disappointment. It does have an internet browser, and you can actually watch YouTube through this. This is the way I've been watching YouTube on the TV in here. It's a little bit long-winded, and it doesn't seem to ever remember that I signed in, but you can watch videos on here. So I'll just quickly press on a Fail Army video, and it does actually play it in full screen, which is quite nice. You haven't got to worry about trying to zoom it to the telly. So YouTube does actually work quite well, but you just have to do it through the browser. So I'll just close that, and we shall turn it off. Okay, so overall my impressions of the PlayStation TV, or Vita TV if you will, are fairly good. It's not been problematic to set up, very simple, and I haven't had issues with dropping connection or severe lag. It is clearly not going to work particularly well if you're doing games such as Call of Duty or Battlefield, where a slightest twitch, split second decisions make a lot of difference. I've mostly been playing Resident Evil, Tetris, Trials Fusion, and it's been fine, and it works seamlessly with PSP games that I've downloaded, PS1 games that I've downloaded, and Vita games that are on cartridge. I think I still have Killzone Mercenary, I think, is still in there. Yeah. And the interface is very easy to use. If you're familiar with a Vita, it's identical. It's just a nice little bit of kit, really. So yeah, as long as you have a decent internet connection, it should be okay. They recommend having it hardwired in, obviously, because that gives you the most reliable connection. But it does work okay. I do find that on my Vita and on this and the PS4 that the Wi-Fi strength they have is not great. So over a bigger distance than I use it, it would probably be a bit sketchy on the connection. If you go into the menus on here, you can check the network strength, and I get around 66%, something around 2/3, and that seems to work fine. You can change the quality between normal and higher. Higher comes through okay, but I will get slightly more lag from that. So yeah, if you've got a PS4, I mean, you can use it without, but I have a PS4 and a Vita, so it just seems like a bit of a no-brainer to be able to play some Vita games on the telly, like Killzone. So overall, I recommend this to anyone who already has a Vita and a PS4, or just a PS4 if they want to just do remote play as an only thing that plays Vita games. It's perfectly serviceable. and I would definitely recommend using the DualShock 4 with it rather than the DualShock 3. It's a much better controller, and if you have one spare that you don't need for your PS4, this is just a lot nicer to work with. Okay, that concludes this review. Thanks for watching.